Floyd Mayweather has reportedly been helping Lamont Roach train for his upcoming rematch with Gervonta "Tank" Davis. This could give Roach a significant advantage, especially since he's already faced Davis before. Mayweather's expertise could help Roach find and take advantage of any weaknesses in Tank's game, sending a strong message that Davis won't have an easy fight this time. Roach has stood out in boxing from the start, with an impressive amateur career that laid a solid foundation for his professional success. His technical skills, discipline, and strong work ethic have always made him a dangerous opponent in the lightweight division. Interestingly, Roach's connection to Davis goes back a long way. When he was just 16 years old, he shared the ring with Davis, gaining valuable experience and insight into Davis's fighting style. This early exposure has helped Roach grow into the fighter he is today, with a deeper understanding of what it takes to compete at the highest level. Now, as a lightweight champion, Roach is getting more attention, especially after his competitive fight with Davis. Fans and analysts are starting to take him seriously as a legitimate contender, and his ability to go toe-to-toe with Davis has earned him respect, with his name gaining traction in the boxing world. Roach is determined to prove he belongs with the best. His rematch with Davis could be his chance to solidify his place among boxing's elite.
Who really is Lamont Roach, bro? And what was his early life like? He was born in Washington, D.C., but he was raised in Upper Marlboro, a city in Maryland. Lamont Roach didn't touch his first bag until he was 9 years old, bro, when his dad took him to the No Excuse Boxing Club. And this is where he learned the basics of the sport and ultimately gained his love for boxing. These two right here are Lamont Roach's parents. This is Lamont Roach Sr., who still trains Lamont Roach today. And this is Lamont Roach's mother here, Tia Roach. And ultimately, the reason why Tank let Lamont make it to the end of the fight. But anyway, back to the story. Lamont Roach has two siblings. He has a younger brother, Jordan Roach, who also boxes, by the way. Here's Jordan's box trick right here. And this young lady right here is his sister, Taylor Roach. Bro, by the time Lamont got to middle school, bro, he was training very seriously, man. He was training upwards of 5 times a week, bro. He was taking it very seriously. Lamont was a 2-time National Golden Gloves champ for juniors, National PAL champ, and 5-time ringside world champ, bro. This man was going crazy, man. And this is the footage right here from 2010 when him and Gervonta Davis actually fought, bro. Gervonta got gold and Roach got silver. They were both ranked number 1 and 2 nationally, bro. So Roach is a hell of a contender, man. Roach had a very impressive amateur record, man, boasting 125 wins and 15 losses. 2 of those losses coming by Tank, man. Also, when him and Tank fought, Roach was 15 and Tank was 16 at the time. 3 years later, 2013, Roach actually won his National Golden Gloves Championship. And he was also a USA Boxing Youth National Champ as well. And 1 year later, before his pro debut, he was signed to Golden Boy, man, becoming part of Oscar's team. So in 2014 at 18 years old, Lamont will make his pro debut, where he got a unanimous decision. And it was over Victor Galindo. And he was in school, man, for actually mechanical engineering, following in his father's footsteps, just in case boxing didn't work out. And bro, he was a terror in the pros, man. He was undefeated until 2019, where he suffered his first loss to Jamel Herring. But that's okay, man. He was there to be great. He was going for the WBO super featherweight belt. Over the next couple of years, bro actually had to do a lot of reflecting, man. That first loss is always the worst one. So he did that. After dusting himself off and getting his mind together, bro, he went ahead and captured his own title, man, in 2023 over Hector Luis Garcia, making him the WBA super featherweight champ. And as we all know, man, he just fought Tank this past weekend. It ended in a draw. It was a good fight, honestly. I can't even be mad at it. And bro, who knows what's next for Roach? Hopefully we get that rematch. Hey, if you made it this far, I appreciate you watching the video. Leave a comment down below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Lamont Roach has steadily made his way up the ranks in the boxing world, proving himself as a serious threat in the lightweight division. As the current WBA champion, he has shown that he can compete at the highest level. His impressive record places him 14th in the world and 3rd in the USA, showing his skill and consistency in the ring. Roach's career is full of tough opponents who've helped him grow as a fighter. He's never shied away from difficult matchups, always looking to challenge himself against top-tier talent. His ability to adapt and handle tough competition has made him a dangerous fighter for anyone in his weight class. Winning the WBA lightweight title was a major milestone, cementing his place among boxing's elite. But Roach isn't content with just holding the belt. He wants to prove he's the best. His upcoming rematch with Davis offers him a chance to show off his skills on a bigger stage and earn even more respect in the boxing world. With his solid track record and unmatched determination, Roach is more motivated than ever. He understands that every fight is a chance to build his legacy, and he's ready to give it everything he has. Fans and analysts are starting to recognize his potential, and a win over Davis would further solidify his standing.
Hey, yo, we're going to be checking for any suspicious opponents on Lamont Roach record. He's 25-1 with 10 big wins coming by the way of knockout, my people. He's in the super featherweight division. He's ranked number 14 in the world and number 3 in the USA, my people. He has a WBA title right now in the super featherweight division. He's fighting Gervonta Davis in December, but you know we got to check how he even got there and how he started his career. His pro debut, he went against Victor. He was 1-3. That's fine. It's your pro debut. First fight as a professional. You feel me? I ain't gonna get at you. Next person was 1-6. Alright, I mean, we ain't do better, but it's your second fight. Like, fourth person was 0-1. That was a little sussy because he ended up 0-10. He never won a day in his life. So he never got his hand raised in a boxing match. You feel me? And then the next person, he stepped it up, though. He went to undefeated. It's only 2 fights, but he was 2-0. Then 12-9, that's a journeyman. I'm not going to lie. 4-2, 3-4, these are looking good. 8-5, that's a journeyman in the making. He got to win a record.
Teofimo Lopez has openly criticized Gervonta Tank Davis's knockout record, questioning the level of competition he's faced. Lopez stated, "I think people focus too much on his knockouts, but who is he knocking out? They're not seasoned fighters." Lopez believes Davis hasn't faced top-tier opposition yet, suggesting that his knockouts lack real substance. He also emphasized, "He's never fought someone like me, never." This critique highlights Lopez's confidence in his own abilities and his skepticism about Davis's standing in the boxing world.
So you think you dominate Tank?
I think I dominate any of them. If you really look at it, if you gotta really tap in on this. Look at the resume, all that extra, whatever. There's a certain limit that you hit, right? But then there's that next criteria or that next top tier. And if you don't match that, you know, you never gonna know how great you really are. And I've done that a few amount of times already. I jumped out that box and done that. So I have yet to see Gervonta come out of that box yet. You know what I'm saying? They're about to put him with a guy at 130 pounds. Whether he's a champion or not, you're getting a guy lighter than you to come up and weight to make you look good again. You know what I'm saying?
Despite receiving a big offer to fight Conor Ben, Tank Davis chose to face Lamont Roach instead, thinking it would be an easier fight. Many fans and analysts agreed, as Roach, a natural lightweight, was moving up in weight to challenge Davis. Given Davis's knockout power and Roach's smaller size, most expected a dominant performance from the Baltimore fighter. But things didn't go as planned. Instead of an easy night, Tank found himself struggling against Roach's technical skills, solid defense, and strategic approach. Despite being from a lower weight class, Roach was well prepared and managed to expose some weaknesses in Tank's game. This led to what many consider one of Davis's worst performances to date. The expectation was that Tank would cruise to victory, but Roach refused to back down. The underwhelming performance from Davis has led many to question if he underestimated Roach or if his skills are starting to decline.
I don't know Lamont Roach, but, you know, when you're looking at Shakur Stevenson, when you're looking at, you know, these other fighters that he should really be fighting, you know, he don't want to do them fights. He wants to retire.
Yeah.
So don't come and but don't come at me.
Yeah.
And go, oh yeah, let's give it all, you know, Barry Big Bollocks, and go, oh yeah, let's give him some stick, and then make out like we want the fight. And then we send an offer over, and then you fight for 15 million, and yet you fight Lamont Roach. Don't do all that. Do you know what I mean?
It was a real offer. That was true then.
It was a real offer. We offered. I said, listen, you keep talking shit. My promoter's going to get back to you in 48 hours. 50 minutes. Initial offer sent over. You know, but was it Uncle didn't let him out to play? His boss didn't let him out. That's it. So he wants to talk about, 50 million. First offer.
There was room to negotiate.
Of course there was. But he's an idiot. I don't even know if he knows what negotiating means.
Promoter Eddie Hearn has always spoken highly of Lamont Roach Jr.'s skills, even when others have doubted him. Ahead of the December 14th, 2024 bout between Tank Davis and Roach, Hearn acknowledged the criticism surrounding the fight, but defended Roach's credentials. He said, Lamont Roach is a good fighter. The problem is no one knows who he is. With Tank's position in the sport, people want him in big fights, but this is not a big fight. The fight ended in a majority draw, with controversy surrounding a moment in the 9th round when Davis appeared to take a knee, but no knockdown was called. Reflecting on this, Hearn said, "If you take a knee and touch down while punches are being thrown, it has to be a knockdown." This suggests Hearn feels a referee made an error by not calling the knockdown, and while he didn't explicitly say Davis should have lost, he did point out that Roach's performance deserved more credit.
This year or in boxing, there's obviously been a hurdle. Will he get through the second fight, Gervonta?
Maybe not. I mean, I think he's had a result, to be honest with you, because one, he should have lost the fight. I mean, he should have had a point deducted. There's no doubt about that. But two, people criticise the Roach fight. I knew it would be a good fight because we know Roach is a good fighter, but people in boxing know that Roach is a good fighter. Now it's giving him another fight. Because if he would have beaten Roach, he's kind of backed in a corner to fight Shakur Stevenson, I think. But now he's got a rematch that's actually much bigger than the first fight. So, yeah, I think he'll be more switched on for this maybe, but Roach is a good fighter. It won't be easy.
Floyd Mayweather has always been passionate about mentoring young fighters, helping them reach their full potential. One of his biggest success stories is Gervonta Davis. Mayweather played a huge role in Davis's early career, guiding him with his experience and knowledge. Under Mayweather's mentorship, Davis became a boxing star known for his power and skill. However, Davis has since parted ways with Mayweather Promotions, choosing to manage his career on his own. With this change, Mayweather has started looking for other talented fighters to mentor, and Lamont Roach Jr. is one of them. Roach's recent fight with Davis ended in a majority draw, but many believe Roach should have been credited with a knockdown in the 9th round when Davis appeared to take a knee. Eddie Hearn, a respected promoter, has voiced his support for Roach, saying that he's always been a great fighter despite being doubted by many. Hearn also believes the referee made a mistake by not calling the knockdown.
Do you will come back to boxing?
Oh no. I'm not coming back to the sport of boxing. The sport of boxing was good to me. I was able to make a lot of smart investments on the outside, and I just want to help. Like I said, the fighters that's up and coming. Like I was talking about, like Gervonta Tank Davis. I don't understand why he's not in the top 10 pound for pound. Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, Benavidez. The list goes on. There's so many tough fighters out there. So many great young champions out there that I'm proud of.
Floyd Mayweather's approach to training young fighters has often sparked debate. His focus is on defense, precision, and calculated risk-taking, which worked wonders during his undefeated career. However, some believe the style doesn't fit every fighter. Lamont Roach Jr., however, seems to be benefiting from Mayweather's philosophy. His recent performances show better defense, sharper counterpunching, and improved movement inside the ring. This improvement has led people to question if Roach is now working directly with Mayweather or is at least influenced by his strategies. With Gervonta Davis no longer under Mayweather's promotion, Floyd's focus on Roach adds an interesting twist to their rivalry. If Roach has truly adopted Mayweather's techniques, it could make their rematch even more exciting, with Davis's aggressive knockout power facing off against Roach's growing defensive skills.
You train 6 weeks before the fight, and Floyd Mayweather messed these boxers up thinking that they can only train 6 weeks before the fight and then they'll be good. Y'all remember when Floyd said that? Give me 6 weeks, I'll beat him.
Lamont Roach is more determined than ever as he gears up for a potential rematch with Tank Davis. The controversy from their first fight has only fueled his motivation. Roach believes he did enough to win the first bout, but the judges saw it differently. This time, he's focused on making sure there's no doubt about the result. Roach has openly said that he needs to push himself harder, train more, sharpen his skills, and refine his strategy. "I have to push myself to another level," he said, adding, "I have to do everything just a little more this time." He knows that against a dangerous opponent like Davis, every small improvement matters. Whether it's his footwork, power, or endurance, Roach is committed to improving every aspect of his game. His mindset is clear. He doesn't want the judges to have a say in the outcome. He wants to dominate and leave no room for controversy. "I'm more than motivated," Roach said. "This time, I'm making sure there's no debate." With his renewed focus, Roach is putting in extra hours at the gym, studying his past mistakes, and focusing on executing the perfect game plan. If he follows through, this rematch could be his defining moment, a chance to prove he truly belongs at the top.
I have to come with it all. I have to do more. Obviously, just to secure the win is doing just enough to get a draw. So I have to push harder. I have to train harder. I have to be more mean. I have to be more physical. I have to do a lot. I have to do everything just a little more. And I think that will definitely put me over the hump. And I'm more than motivated to get back in there, get back in the camp, and work hard so I can secure a victory over a pound for pound fighter, in which I believe that I am myself.
Roach is seeking high-level sparring partners to prepare for his rematch with Davis. He's looking for fighters who match Davis's aggressive yet technical style to help him get ready for the big fight. Roach wants to challenge himself against top opposition in the gym, so he can be fully prepared when the bell rings on fight night. By sharpening his reflexes and learning to handle pressure, Roach hopes to neutralize Davis's explosiveness. This strategic training could give him the edge he needs to win.
Is it true? You did want to see him get some work with Boots? I saw in the interview. Yeah, I'm gonna call Boots. You wanna call him? I'm gonna call him. What? They say that what? They say that. Shit, that's right up the road. That's right up the road. Look, obviously, Tank doing. Obviously, Tank cracking. Boots cracking. Why not?
Even though Lamont Roach holds a world title, he still hasn't gained widespread recognition among casual boxing fans. His lower profile has led some to believe that Tank Davis picked him as an easy opponent. However, those who followed Roach's career closely know he's far from an easy fight. His technical skills, solid defense, and steady improvements make him a dangerous underdog. Being underestimated could work in Roach's favor. Many great fighters have used that to their advantage, proving doubters wrong and rising to the occasion. With less pressure on his shoulders compared to Davis, Roach can focus.
Like I said, in boxing, at the end of the day, Lamont Roach is a world champion at the end of the day. Like I said, the whole thing about Lamont Roach is that he can fight, and you can't overlook anybody, especially not at the top level. Everybody knows how to fight. And Tank and Lamont Roach have been acquainted with each other since they were young fighters. And, just coming up in the game and knowing each other, the comfortability, that's still something that can threaten one another. But I feel like Tank will come out on top at the end of the day. But Lamont might give people, a tougher fight than he might.
Speaking on that, though, like you fought guys early in your amateur career,
yeah,
right? And then you fight them now. Do you already know what to expect, or is there somewhat of an evolution?
No, it's definitely an evolution. It's definitely changed in people, but a lot of times, probably half the time, people's mentality stay the same, and their personalities don't always change. So you might be more comfortable with somebody, just growing up with them and knowing where they come from and knowing their background and stuff, versus just not knowing the fight at all.
Who wins that fight, Lane?
Tank. I got Tank.
How?
I don't know. I feel like Tank might break you down, work his way to a knockout, because Tank is great at breaking fighters down, just punches his way into it, boxes his way into it.